Good morning and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Castlekeeper Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I am responding to a comment on my, in my comment section on my channel, and the person was saying that they haven't really seen a character creation video for Castles and Crusades that was, you know, audibly very good or visually very good as well, and potentially comprehensive, like actually covering the process of creating a character from scratch. So I accept the challenge, and hopefully I deliver in this. So I'm going to start with creating a human fighter, and I'll probably do a series of these videos and hit each of the four core classes in creation. I'm starting with human fighter because it is the most popular character class race combination that exists in the player selection process in not just Castles and Crusades, but in Dungeons and Dragons and elsewhere. So really quite surprising that something that might be called vanilla is actually still the mainstay, and it kind of makes sense when you think about the game mechanics and such that the human fighter would be. So without further ado, I am going to jump into the actual process. Now, before I get to that, I'm just going to show just the two resources that I am going to use for this process. I am using the 8th Printing Player's Handbook, and depending on how much starting gold my character actually gets, which I will roll in front of you in real time, I may also turn to the Adventurer's Backpack because I'm hoping to be able to afford my primary weapon, my armor, potentially a helmet, and then still have enough gold left over in order to buy the Fighter's Expert Backpack. So I am going to be switching different views and everything. So I'm going to go straight to the Player's Handbook first. And so again, this is the printing that I'm using. I'm using the 8th printing of the Player's Handbook. And I'm going to go straight to page 36, Fighter, and just show that to you very quickly. So this is the fighter, and I'm just going to focus on this here. So I know that my fighter's prime is strength. The HD is going to be a D10, and then any weapon or armor is available. And the only ability that I need to think about as a first level is that, well, first of all, I'm going to have a BTH, which is the basic to hit, of a +1 for any weapon that I happen to be using. And then I'm going to choose a weapon to specialize in, which will give me a +1 bonus to hit and a +1 bonus to damage. So I'm going to make sure that I incorporate that into my character. So that's the first stage. Second step, I'm going to switch views once again, and I am going to now turn over to Roll20 so you can watch my die rolls, and I hope that this is actually very clear for you to see. So I am going to switch views and go to that now. So here we have it. I already created the icon of my character. My character is set up with the pre-start numbers of a 10 hit points. Now, for a fighter, that's the maximum, but it's the standard on the sheet until you roll your constitution and such. A 10 armor class that is unarmored and first level. Now, I also created a macro to do the 4 drop the lowest, roll D4, roll 4d6, drop the lowest for that. So you're going to watch in real time my attribute roll, And here we go. So that rolled them all, and you can see here in the chat window, now we can get rid of all those. So I rolled really pretty well actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. I actually rolled using that. This is going to be a great character. I rolled an 11, a 13, a 12, a 17, a 13, and an 18. My gosh, what great stats to have rolled. So I'm just going to place these. So I'm definitely going with the 18 strength. I am going to go, wow, there is not really a low number here. I will go with an 18 strength. I will go with a 17 con. I am going to go with a 13 dex. And I guess I'll go with a 12 intelligence, a 13 wisdom, and an 11. Those are really exceptional rolls. So, and let me just double check that we're here. So now I'm going to go to the character sheet, and I am going to show you. So the character sheets are already here, and I am going to bring this up in a few bigger view here. So let me just double check that you're looking at the same page, and you're not. All right. Let's see. All right. Let me. I'm sorry about this. Let's see. Nope. I don't know why it's not looking at that page. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, now we got it. So I had to reselect it over there. Sorry about that. So I said I'm going with a 17 Constitution. So I'm going to put the score in here. Another 17 Constitution and 18 Strength. Wow, I keep on getting my fat fingers in the way. The Dexterity was going to be a 13. The Charisma was going to be an 11. The Intelligence is a 12. Oh, I just typed a 13. And the Wisdom is a 13. And I'm going to make my Strength is a prime based on the character class. And then I'm going to choose all of my physical. I'm going to choose attribute because humans get three primes. Okay, so now I have that there. And now I could start looking through here and seeing, so my hit points now are going to be +2. So I'm going to have 12 hit points at first level. So I'm going to make that modification. And my armor class is at least going to have a +1 modifier. So I'm at least going to have an 11. Now my next step is to go in there and start, I'm going to choose weapons. So I'm going to go with a spear. All right, and so my spear is going to be my specialized weapon, right? So my base to hit is going to be a 1. I am going to have a additional +1 for my specialization and an additional +1 for my damage. So that's going to be there. And then when I purchase my spear, you'll actually see that. So going back, so let's see where we have to go back to. So I have to change this, and I got to go back to this here. Yes. All right, so I want to go to human so that I can show you what the human is in this view. Sorry, it's a little bit jumpy going back and forth between the different screens here. So human is going to be on page 95. So I will go to 95. And there we go. So humans here again, they can speak common. They have they're medium sized. They move 30 feet. They could be any class, no attribute modifiers, and no ability modifiers. But they do get to choose two of their primes, which is actually pretty significant. So we're not going to go back to our castles and crusades, and we're going to do another roll. This is my castles and crusades page, and our roll is going to be, let's get here, there we go. So now I'm going to roll starting gold. So starting gold is 3d8 times 10. So I am just going to come in here, and I'm hoping for a decent roll. So I'm going to slash roll 3d8, and it will be times 10. So whatever I roll here, I'm going to see. So 130 gold. So 130 gold is going to be my starting, and that's not bad. So now I'm going to go to the player's book here, player's handbook, and I want to go to equipment, which is going to be page 100. I'm going to start on page 100. It's funny, these things don't start off exactly like I'm looking for. So I am looking for, the first thing I want is a spear. So a spear and I'm going to go with a long spear. Or should I go with a wolf spear? Actually, I'm going to go with a wolf spear. So I'm going to go with a spear, wolf, and that is going to cost me just 3 gold pieces. And that does, a wolf spear does d8. 1d8. All right, I am also, while I'm on this equipment page, I can certainly get, see, I can't get chainmail shirt is expensive. Let's go with, I'm going to go with scale mail. I'm going to go with scale mail. It's going to cost me 50 gold pieces. And that is going to give me a +4 to a +4 for my AC. And I want a shield. I want a medium shield. And that is only going to cost me, I want a steel shield, so that's going to cost me 15 GP. And that is going to give me a +1. That's going to be a +1 against 2 attacks per round. So that's important to remember, you know, the differences in shields. And I still want to save myself. So far I've only spent 65, 68 gold pieces. I have 130. I want to make sure I maintain that 50 gold pieces for um, my backpack, so I do have room for that, and probably a secondary weapon as well. So I am going to go with a normal helmet. So a normal helmet. That is going to cost me 10 gold pieces. That's going to give me +5 AC, headshots only. All right, and now I'm going to go to the adventurer's backpack because I haven't. Oh, secondary weapon. A secondary weapon, I will go with a short sword. So let's see. Either that or a long dagger. Let's see if they have a long dagger. They just have a dagger. I'd rather go with a short sword. A short sword is 10 gold pieces. It's 10 gold pieces, and that does 1d6. Okay. So now, Adventurer's Backpack. Let me make sure that you're looking at it. So I'm not going to list all of this stuff down. I'm just going to go over it. So the Adventurer's Backpack is going to cost me 50 gold. And it's going to include all of these items, right? So a summer bedroll, 2 torches, 50 feet of silk rope, 21 quarts, a 21 quart water skin, 2, 1 on each side. I'm sorry, it's not 21. It's 2 1-quart water skins. So 2 of them, 1 on each side. 4 sets of bandages, small steel mirror, razor, and yada yada. A whole bunch of, really good, useful stuff. So now I'm going to go back to here. Oh, good. I came right into it. And you can see that. So I am back here now. And I can get rid of those rolls. And let me go back to the character sheet. This is where it's going to get a little tricky. Is bringing up the character sheet. And let's make sure you are now looking at the character sheet. There we go. I know this might be hard for you to see. So I apologize for that. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to start putting in the armor, right? So I'm going to put in scale and the scale armor, and the shield I'm going to put in a medium shield. And those modifiers, so the armor is a 4, the shield is a 1, and then I'm putting the helmet, and it's a normal, and the normal helmet is a +5, so I need to just put that attribute here. They don't have a separate section for AC head. They don't have a separate section for your armor. So right now I have a 16 armor class, which is actually pretty decent. My spear I am specializing in, and so the spear does D8. And it's going to have an additional 1 and 1, so I should be doing a total of, I have 2 modifiers for, I have the strength of 3, so that is going to modify, oh yeah, attribute bonus is 3, that's already in there. So it's going to be a total of 4. Yep, that one's in there. And then my short sword. My short sword is BTH is 1 for fighter, and then it's going to be D6, 1d6, and I'm going to have a modifier of just 3 for the short sword. Okay. And that should be it. That should be it for this. So now I'm going to switch views again because I have to come back to the character, and I will switch view here. And now it's just a matter of matching up this. I already did it. So now you can see I have 12 hit points. I have a 16 armor class, and I am first level. And now I'm going to make an attack. Let's see how this works. So I'm going to switch here, and I'm not sure if you're actually following. No, you're still looking at there. So I'm going to do an attack with my spear and make sure that it translated. And see, so I just made my attack. So I rolled a 15, and I would have done 7 points of damage. So the 15 was a d20 plus 2, which is, so that certainly worked. A 15 if I was attacking anything with a 15 or less armor class, I would have hit. And my damage, let's make sure I did my damage. I rolled a d8 plus 4 damage, so that worked out correctly. And I would have done 7 hit points of damage. So there you basically had it. I mean, if I wasn't flipping back and forth between the two, between the different, programs, if I wasn't going back and forth with Roll20 and the books, that I was selecting, if I just used paper and pencil and just jotted down all of these things, the process would have gone a heck of a lot faster. So it would have only taken probably 5 minutes to create this character. And that's how fast it is in real time when you have to re-roll a character. If you're going with something as simple as a human fighter, if I changed up the race, you would have just had some different numbers to put in there, some different traits that they might have, whether it be dusk vision or even night vision, and so on. They have a slightly slower movement rate, depending on, again, the race that you choose, and so forth. So the process is actually very, very quick in creating a new character. Even if I were rolling physical dice for the attributes, it doesn't take that much time to roll, to roll 4d6, drop the lowest, and roll that 6 times. Obviously, it's really sped up on Roll20 to do that, or any other VTT that you're going to use, or any other dice roller that you may have available to you. But the process itself, so I only had to refer to 5 different pages in the player's handbook. Although one thing I didn't do was the saving throws, and the saving throws would have been on page 211, and those I would have put right into the character sheet as well. But I mean, overall, a very, very streamlined process of creating a character. And I hope that this is kind of what you were looking for. I will certainly tighten this up the next time when I roll the next character class. I'll do one of the more complicated ones next. So I will do a magic user next, so that you'll see the actual development of a spell book, a starting off spell book as well. And I'll talk about the different, looking at the different mechanics that you may use for magic casting, because there are various differences there. You can use a point system, you know, magic energy points, or you could use the very Vancian, you know, this is the number of spell slots that you have, and that's all that you basically go with. So as always, thanks for joining. I hope you liked this video. I hope it met your expectations for, you know, a nice clear view of, you know, what we're looking to do here as far as doing character creation in Castles and Crusades. And like I said, next time I will have it a little bit more tightened up with, you know, switching back and forth between the screens. But I hope that was still concise enough that you could follow along. Have a great day. Thanks for joining. Take care.